How then, chaps? Maxi Zillion here, or Maxi 35, I'm thinking of getting a badge made in that, badge with a number. Mate, yeah, it was the first time I was going to attend Confuzzled 2020, but obviously they cancelled it due to, surprise, surprise, the whole global catastrophe shitstorm that's, the Mexican beer virus, the coronavirus. And I'm literally gutted in a way. I had to have been gutted to have got there, but I'll get to that. I paid for 2-day tickets, with your own accommodation. It's in Birmingham, the Hilton. Confuzzled, of course, that's UK, and it was the first time I was going to attend. I was you think I'd be getting too old for it. I'd have been 32. Yeah, I'm 32 now. The next time, that'll be next May 22nd to the 25th, I think, it's at the weekend. And it's, around that time in May. And what a bugger. It was going to be my first time attending. And I'll be 33. I'm getting off point here. Sorry, my mind went blank. I mean, to be good at being a so-called furry, get to your first convention before the age of 21. That's usual, isn't it? Or if you, depending how fortunate. I mean, for some it's even under the age of 14, but it depends which country you're from. But other than that, it wasn't that bad. I mean, life's full of disappointments. Like Kirsten Dunst said that off Small Soldiers, but it's one of those things. At least I haven't got dementia, and this is why I wanted to make a wee video, because I'm a bit bored with things, obviously, and this is my story of being around 2 patients that had dementia. I'm not sure what the cause of dementia had, if it was Alzheimer's or anything like that. They obviously had signs of dementia. They were elderly, of course. They were both gents, didn't really know too much about them. I was just in the same ward with them more. Well, and it's not that bad. I had appendicitis. It was February, quite early February. I had this very, to me, tolerance of pain, it just depends. I mean, I try and blank it out. I kind of just get on with it. It affects people in all different ways. It can be very painful, but for me, it was just it was painful. It was unbearably uncomfortable, but I could cope. It wasn't like blistering agony. I wasn't rolling around and screaming. It was a very tight vice-like cramp around there. That's the part with. It's around just below it's the abdomen, of course. Appendicitis. You know that, don't you? I don't want to go on about appendicitis. Just look it up. And I was rushed into hospital, and I was limping. I kind of just, how we all handle pain in different ways. I wasn't screaming. It was just I just stayed still for about 3 days, and if I moved, it was like very sharp cramp, and that's how the appendicitis caused me, suffrage. Everyone's got their own experience of how illnesses or organ issues cause discomfort or whatever. But I was on the Friday, early February. I don't know what date. I was in the queue. I was in accident emergency, just in the queue. I went to the GP. They sent me over there, I don't want to go on about all the details. I was in the queue. My dad was with me. God love him, he's a good guy. He's looked after me and that. I was well enough to go to the vending machine and get myself one of those Coke Zeros. So I was in good spirits. I was having a bit of a laugh. Me and my dad have a sense of humour, so that I was in a you know, like I was onto a, I mean, you know, I was fully clothed, you know, I didn't have to get into any gown or something. I was laying down on a hospital bed, just in the queue. We got in, I mean, it took for about 3 hours. I was finally like in a waiting area, this ward. And yeah, this is the first guy. He kept repeating. He was an elderly guy. He was in the next bed over. The curtain was over. I was just with my dad. He kept repeating. He kept shouting, "Waiter! Waiter! Waiter! Waiter!" He just kept shouting repeatedly, "Waiter." It could be his daughter, his wife, or his carer. I didn't know. I didn't ask. I just knew he sounded old. I don't know how, if he was, you know, I didn't see him, but I was just me and my dad were kind of laughing a little bit about it, having a bit of just a light-hearted laugh about it. Not, we weren't taking the piss out of him. And then he just kept on going on about it, and I just kind of think it's not funny anymore, is it? It's just, yeah, it's opened your eyes a bit, hasn't it? My dad said to me, he says, yeah, I mean, you know, he's a bit. Then he kept saying a variety of other things like, "Out your pug, out your pug." But at one point he said, "Garden, garden." I think he wanted to go home and like look after his garden or something. And I didn't like how the nurses, the staff, yeah, the NHS, you know, that's all crap for the NHS. That's all we're doing now, isn't it? Yeah, it's Scarborough Hospital. That's where I live. You know, it's not a very big place. You know, it's not got a overwhelmingly, you know, hard to handle population centre. So, but yeah, and I just felt this guy is like really. He's got a few marbles rolling around, or I just hope maybe he's like going a bit doolally because maybe it's an effect of some sort of illness he's got or something. I did feel a little bit sorry for him because I didn't like how the fucking nurses were talking to him. They were talking to him very derogatory, like he was a fucking, like as if he was like, you know, like one, you know, that video where the kid was on like just like was on laughing gas or something, like he was a fucking drugged up kid or something. I just didn't like it. He was like going, he was like panicking when they tried to, right, get your cardigan off. You have to get your cardigan off because we need to take you up to, you know, your ward or your theatre or something. After garden. He did mention, he shouted garden a few times, and I think he said, call please, and then I think, you know, I don't mean to be a bit funny here, a bit insensitive, but he kind of like said, I'm dead. It was a bit like, you know, Abe Simpson off The Simpsons, you know, when he has a bit of a mood, gets a bit moody with Homer, and like he laid down on the floor, said, dead. And like, yeah, for this guy, he was like the real Abe Simpson. I mean, like the way he said it, and like, I didn't like how I don't remember what the nurses were saying to him, but they were talking to him like, you know, they were condescending towards him, and like, you know, he's an old guy. I mean, we don't know this fella, you know, the golden generation, you know. I don't know if he fought in any wars, you know. Well, if he was that old, the second World War, the wall. It's a day, you know, it's a 80-year anniversary of Dunkirk today. I thought I'd mention that. Yeah, I was wheeled into me room, you know, like me ward, of course. I had the drip feeds on, you know, the medication to stop my, you know, septicemia or whatever, you know, like, because yeah, appendicite, my appendix, you know, my lower abdomen, you know, that area was badly infected apparently. Yeah, I was put under. I'm going on about these gentlemen here. I don't want to go on too much about myself. I just had appendicitis. That's all you need to know. Yeah, I had my own room for a bit, and I was on the morphine. My family came to visit, you know, me and all that, and my auntie sent me a get well card. I had my own room for a bit, and then just since I was getting better morphine, yeah, I kind of, yeah, I did hallucinate a bit. But yeah, that's another story. And yeah, I was obviously I was on the mend. About like I was only in my own room for 2 days, and I was for the rest of the day, the rest of the week I was there. I was in a room with these other elderly gents, and one of them, you know, the kind of the guys that seemed alright. They were nice enough guys, you know. They had a good chat about things, you know. How you doing, old boy, and all that type of thing. I was the only young guy there, so I just kind of kept quiet. I was just on my phone, just listening to, you know, I listen to a lot of commentary channels and you know music, electronic music, and yeah, I noticed. I was like there was the 6 beds. I was in the centre on I think the white side. On the left side, you know, the furthest bed up, there was this guy. I'm not gonna give any of the names. I do know the names. I just know the first names because I kept calling them that. But there was this frail Mr. Burns physique of a man. Yeah, no offence to him. He was old. He looked quite late 70s to early 80s. He was like shivering, and he was like looked very like confused. He was like grabbing hold of the bars of his bed, and like he didn't look all there. He looked like, you know, he's had brighter thoughts, brighter days, and yeah, before long, repeatedly, a bit like the guy who kept saying "Rita," he kept repeating, "I'm going off! I'm going off! I'm going off!" He kept grabbing things and like throwing them when they tried to like that. He just grabbed things, like if you put anything near him, he'd just grab it and just chuck it. And yeah, the old battle axe of a nurse, he came in and says, "No, don't expose yourself like that. I'm going home!" And like when the nurses would get confrontation with him, "I'm going home! I'm going home!" It'd like it'd get very like the tone of his voice and just the elevation of stress. It just didn't like conflict. He just wanted to be left alone. He said, "Come on, I almost said his name there. Come on, you have to eat." "I don't know." Like, he just didn't. The poor man. I mean, it was not funny. It was not funny. I mean, obviously the nurses, obviously they lose their patience. You have to be firm with these patients that like, have had a. Hold on, there's this thing I want to show you. But no, it's not my expertise. You know, I'm not your punching bag. I'm not your punching bag. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you. I'm going home. I'm going home. The amount of times he just repeated himself, "I'm going home. I'm going home," in his like, you know, his like tormented, drained voice. It's just, I mean, I did not know who he was. He probably had a life. He had a family. He's been around the block a few times, as I say. Like, you know, the golden generation, they've done their part of history. I just felt so sorry for him. I kept quiet. I didn't really talk to any of the guys. I mean, the people were getting wheeled in, wheeled it out, wheeled it in, and yeah, they're all desperate to go home. We all want to go home. You know, the guy kept saying. But yeah, he kept taking his gown off and throwing it on earth. He kept, you know, like this. Like, this is the gown. He grabbed it and he went, and he just laid there in the buff, just shaking, and I just couldn't look. I just knew he was doing it at the corner of my eye. He just he was in there for a day, a day, just nearly 2 days. You know, they wheeled him off the second night I was in there. I just felt so like it's really kind of exposed me to just how bad it can get. I mean, obviously it affects the older generations. But yeah, I've got it good. like compared to, I mean, obviously these elderly, yeah, obviously, I mean, you know, the Egyptians used to wear animal head masks, but going on about, I mean, you know, furries conventions, that's a bit of a euphemism, isn't it? That's a bit of a, you know, the days of tomorrow, that's, you know, the days of future past. That's just a very new thing, but these old fellas, I mean, yeah, you know, they have my sympathy. And yeah, I might have I had my appendix out. I was covered. I'm thankful for that. The surgeon, I think he was from Croatia, a nice enough guy. He didn't have much time to talk to me. I was quite thankful, but like I didn't have time to give him a proper thank you because he was always on call. He was always busy. The surgeon, that is. And yeah, when I had these draining tubes pulled out of me, it felt like a mousetrap going off inside my freaking gut. Oh, it wasn't nice. You know, draining tubes. You know, like these like vat blood. You know, this thick blood that came out of me. Oh, it wasn't nice. Yeah, I'd have to pull that on me, but yeah, that's what I'd like to say. That yeah, it's obviously it was nice. It was greatly planned. I mean, I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but I wanted to do it sometime, you know, when Confuzzle was supposed to happen, but it's been cancelled. But I did it this day, you know, the day of the 8-year anniversary of Dunkirk. So I just hope stay safe, stay sane, and stay mentally healthy, because that's your head, your mind, how it works. I mean, what are you without your mind? You're like a shell of your former self. I don't know who these two guys were, but I really, you know, they have my condolences. But yeah, I just thought, you know, what I've been watching during the lockdown, I couldn't resist. Rocko Modern's Life. This is I just thought, you know, hopefully they won't copyright me here. Have a look at this.
What's wrong?
I'm sad because I have to go away.
Why? Who are you?
My name's Pinky. I'm your appendix.
But Pinky, if you don't go away, I can't get better.
I know, but I'm scared. I'm gonna miss my friends Spleen and Colon. I'll never again know the joy of being attached functionlessly to your intestinal tract.
I'm sorry, Pinky. You've been a good appendix. Is there anything I can do to make you feel better?
Well, actually, I've never been to a carnival.
Yeah, this was on during the 90s. It's a lot more funnier when
Actually, I'm fun.
yeah, hold on, I'll just swig up.
Rocko,
Pinky?
you put me in a jar? Just kidding. Actually, I'm fine. Don't worry about me, Rocko. I'll have plenty of friends. I'll be with your baby teeth and your tonsils.
Hey, Chief!
Well, we're gonna go now. Thanks again for the wonderful time.
Bye, Pinky. Bye, baby teeth. Bye, tonsils.
Hey, Rocko, what you doing?
Oh, I was just... Help! What happened to you?
They did emergency liposuction on me.
Oh. Who's that?
Oh, that's my bat.
I didn't even get to go to the carnival.
Goodbye, bat.
I'm
I'm gonna miss you!
Right. This has been Maxizillion. Or Maxi, yeah. I'm going to cut it down to Maxi 35. And thanks for watching.